Hey, let's get it. What's up? What's up? What's popping?
Yo, you popping, Queen.
Hey, I'll take that. How you doing today, King?
I'm doing good.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, I have had the craziest week, craziest month, and it's only, what, the 10th?
Maybe all the bad stuff is compacted within
Not
these
necessarily
first 10
bad,
days.
just crazy.
Okay.
Just crazy, just a lot. But how has your week been?
My week has been interesting. Like, summer always ramps up everything for me. So like I've been traveling, doing a lot more shows. My kids are out of school, so now I have to find things to do while they're and not even things for them to do, just things for me to do. So I'm not at home. Nah. But it's just been busy, and I like busy because like when you're looking for things to do, you feel like you're not necessarily maxing out and living life to your fullest potential. But like, you know, there's a lot of opportunities that came my way in the last few months. So I've been able to like capitalize and just maximize the exposure of certain things. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
But I definitely can't wait till my kids go back to school. And I know summer just started, but still.
Listen, I'm going to tell you, enjoy it because I'm an empty nester. And sometimes I look around like, where are my babies?
I get that.
But we just jumped right into it, or I just jumped right into it.
We did because we feel familiar.
We did. So, listen, for the 3 people on this earth that might not know who this gentleman is, let me introduce and welcome to the Blowing Bubbles podcast, none other than HeadKrack.
What up?
Hey, I'm talking about mogul in the making. If you already don't have mogul status, because, I mean, you're doing it all.
I mean, mogul's a really big word, right?
But, I mean, you covering all the bases. Anything entertainment. You're rapping. You're a voiceover artist. You're acting. You got the radio shows. You DJ.
Did some boxing.
And don't knock me out now.
Oh, no. I just got to stay in shape just so you can look threatening. You know, because some people muscles are for display purposes only. I like to be able to activate mine when necessary. You know what I mean?
That's me.
Fair enough. You know,
I'm smiling till I'm not.
I'm the same way. Like, I'd be good until, like, then all of a sudden, like, yo,
it's no real in between.
His eyes change. That's why, like, I had to master the art of self-control. Because, like, yo, there was a period in my life where I would go from, like, chilling to illin', like, really fast.
Yeah.
But then when you get into a business where, like, yo, you can't necessarily just be beating people
got stuff
up.
to lose.
And, like, I'll do everything but mess up the money. Don't mess up the money.
Period.
You know, so,
yes.
little woosah.
I used to say I blow bubbles because punching people's wrong.
Yo, just imagine you in a tense situation, you pull some bubbles out and just blow them, like, while everything's just so tense. Like,
I've done it.
And how did it react? How did people react?
It disarms people, honest to goodness. It disarms people. You cannot blow bubbles and be mad at the same time. It's not possible. It's not.
I'm going to try it. Can I?
Have at it, yes. Let's blow some.
I hate the fact that the price of everything is going up. Nah, by the time the bubbles come out, you just kind of like caught up in the fact that they're like whimsical, bubbly creatures.
The position that your lips are required to be in to blow the bubbles does not support a frown.
Yeah, because even if you grunt, your lips are like apart. Not even through the teeth. So yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yes.
Now we're a science program.
I just solved all your therapy problems.
I'm not mad at. So are you a therapist by trade?
I am not.
Okay, cool.
I just been through enough that I know a little bit of something.
I think as Black people,
as in general. Oh my gosh. Yes.
We all know somebody who's going through something, and we have a story that can help somebody who's going through something currently.
Absolutely. And I take good notes.
Okay.
I listen very well, and I'm very observant. So go through something, you watch others go through something, and you listen. Ooh. Therapy.
It's not that hard. Who says you have to like rack up a 6-figure education bill to get said?
HeadKrack said I'm a therapist. There it is. Bam.
You did it. Congratulations.
Yeah. Yay. And here's my first book to show how my practice is being put to work. Residue, growing from crush to crushing it.
Ooh, and with the good title too. How long did it take you to like think about writing a book and actually complete the book you were writing?
So people were encouraging me to write a book. Like if I shared tidbits of my story with somebody, they were like, you should write a book. Nah, that's not my medium. I've already cried about it. I want to laugh. I want to make people laugh. So last year, I went to a gathering of girlfriends, and there was a bunch of authors in that circle. And they're like, you should write a book. You never talk, and you finally talked, and that's what's in you. You should write a book. I'm like, nah. And one girl like whispered in my ear. She said, you need to get rid of the residue. I was like, ooh. And I was trying to write a song called Residue.
Okay, so you do music too?
I do.
Oh, that's what's up.
I do. And but I couldn't finish that song. Never understood why I couldn't finish the song. So fast forward to the end of January 2023, I went to Florida for a funeral. I'm a neat freak, right? So when I come home from traveling, I put everything away immediately. I was so tired from swimming in the ocean the last 2 days, I left my suitcase at the foot of my bed. Get up the next morning, and I tripped over that suitcase. I get to the bathroom, and I bust out laughing. I said, what other baggage you tripping over?
Oh, see, you're a person who, like you said, pays attention, is observant. It's the little signs sometimes. Like, people expect obvious signs sometimes. Sometimes the biggest signs you may get are little ones.
Very subtle, yeah.
You picked that up and you ran with it to
and
the goal line.
I wrote chapter 1 that day, and then it was so heavy that I couldn't touch it for about 3 months. And then I don't even remember what the next kind of inciting incident was. And I just said, let me go ahead and see this thing through. And it took me about another month and a half, 2 months to write the rest of it. And there it is.
Man, you know, like, you never know where your inspiration will come from. But when your antenna is up and receptive to the fact that, hey, this is a canon event for you that's trajecting you into a new space. You got to receive that.
Yes. I'm excited. It's it's a little nerve-wracking because this is my life.
And now the whole world can either learn from it or, like, you know, put on their judgy hats. But, you know, but your intent was to help. So I think
absolutely
you'll help more people
I really heard, like, the Holy Spirit telling me you got to do this. You have these testimonies. Like, you have not been sustained all these years through all these things just to say that you are still here. So I felt compelled to really share. I've seen family members go through things that I had already gone through that I didn't open my mouth to talk them through it. So I felt a little bit guilty about that. And it was just, it was time.
Yeah.
It was time. It was a lot of heavy things that I had been carrying for decades. So I really want to encourage people. But this is not about me. Y'all got me every week. See how he did that? See how he flipped the script? That's how you know. See, that's that mogul.
It's hard to, like, once you put a mic in front of me to not, like, because I'd be genuinely interested in what's been going on. So tell me more about yourself. You know what I mean? Like, I like to know the stories too.
I love it though. I love it. That was so natural.
Because I learn from the people that I'm having conversations with.
Yeah.
And I pick up things from everywhere I go, and it's like, you know, like, and you've nudged me a couple inches closer to writing my book, which I've been trying to, like, get into space. I always feel like I just need to do one more cool thing.
I haven't done all that I'm going to do. That just means I have some more books to write.
I get it. And, like, some people do write, like, multiple books. I'm just one of the people who feel like they can get everything they got to say out, like, in one just really just good book. And, like, you know what I mean? But I don't know. Like, once you get into the business of things, you want to stretch it out. So
yeah. I couldn't wait anymore, and I hit some pivotal moments where I was like, just do it.
Well, I'm glad you did it.
I am too.
I'm gonna show that to the people one more time. Residue, okay?
It drops June 17th. All platforms.
Boom. And you doing a voice book? I mean, the audio book
I'm going to do the audio too. I'm still undecided whether I'm going to do the narration.
You have to.
I really want to, because the emotion behind these stories, an actor, I don't care how good they are, they can't captivate my experiences. So
I got Mike Tyson's audio book, and Mike Tyson didn't do it, and I was disappointed.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like, it was just he didn't even try to make the list or nothing. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, man, I hate this audio book. I had to, like, read the real one. Like,
oh, that would suck.
Yeah.
Thank you for telling me that.
No
Not
problem.
getting it.
Now, Tracy Morgan did his audio book, and it's amazing.
Okay, that's
Black.
one I didn't. Okay.
It's also a therapeutic listen / read as well. Brother Ben, and this is before the Walmart truck accident too.
Really?
Yeah. He would probably sound richer if you read it again. You know, but yo, that's that guy.
Did I leave off the list comedian?
I do, yeah. Like I do that sometimes too.
That's what's up. Oh my goodness. So I don't even know where to start with you. What's home like for you? What do you do when you're not being HeadKrack?
I kind of just run in circles all day.
Really?
Yeah, like I am one of those people who like realize late in life that I have like ADD, right? And I have every idea at all times. And I will be laser focused on something, and then I'll see one of my kids, and then I'll talk to him, and then like, oh, you need me to do what? Do I have time to do what you're asking me to do? Yeah, let's do it. And then like, and I have 4 kids, so it just keeps going. It's a round robin of me just trying to be there and present in everybody's lives and trying to get my things done as well. So I'm constantly spinning my wheels. I'm doing everything but chilling. You know what I mean? Because like you would think with the schedule that I have for work that I would have like, oh yeah, I'm at home watching TV all day or playing my favorite video games. But like I always feel like if I'm like chilling, there's something else I could be doing that's productive. Whether it's editing a video or like working on new music or like even sitting down writing jokes. It's hard for me to do certain things. Like I could do music at the house, I could do video editing at the house, but like to write jokes and do comedy, I have to either be in a class or actually be going to an open mic, sitting in the back of the room and writing like I'll be thinking of what I'm gonna do at the open mic on the way there, get to the open mic and write a whole new set while I'm at the open mic. So that's how I kind of write my material. And it's all of it's nerve-wracking because it's just a never-ending, repeating round robin of just me constantly going. And I'm trying to figure out how to like just be more still sometimes. And it's difficult because I had a period in time where like I started to meditate a lot more, and that was actually helping calm my nerves.
I was gonna suggest that,
Yeah, and I've gotten away from it a little bit. And I'm trying to readjust my brain to getting back to that. And you know what I realized? When I work out, everything I need to get done doesn't get done.
Really?
So like when I work out, I won't meditate. But I also probably won't meditate if I didn't work out. I'd be trying to figure out how to work out. But working out definitely makes it to where like I'm in constant go mode. Because once you start getting in shape, you know, as guys, you know, like I guess with the testosterone, adrenaline is like, you know what I'm saying? Like one of my abs showed up and peeked through the blinds today. We're getting to it, you know, and like, you know, so you just be like just all like apex predator mode all day. And then you chill, but then like when you want to like calm your brain down and get into your namaste space, sometimes it's kind of hard to do that when you have all this pre-workout in your system that hasn't been sweated all the way out properly.
Right.
So like I have an active brain. And
I do too. I had to try breathing, different breathing techniques.
I love breath work.
It is so necessary because my brain never sleeps.
Okay.
So the breathing, the meditation, and blowing bubbles. I literally will blow bubbles every day. Just, it's a part of the breath work for me. And like every breath that it takes to blow a bubble is a release.
I've never thought about how that can be utilized in that space, but I get it. And you also get to see a result, a byproduct of your inhale, exhale, whether you're doing like a fire breathing, you know, like, you know, or shavasana, you know, like whatever, you know, whatever it is you're doing.
It's literally an accepted practice in clinical therapy.
Really?
It is. Yeah. I didn't learn that until I started doing it, and I mentioned to my therapist that I was doing that. She's like, "Oh, we actually prescribe that."
How many of those bubble vape pens you go through a week?
Not that many. They last. And I have like so many bubbles. Oh my gosh, I might need help at this point.
But that's an amazing way to brand yourself.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, who'd you get this from? Oh, I got that from Miss Karana, and she, you know, like.
Absolutely.
You know,
Hey, bubble manufacturers. I want my own line of bubbles. Anything bubbles, bubble bath, dish liquid, detergent, all the things bubbles. Holla at your girl.
You know, you could probably just do it like on what is that? It's like one of those like on-demand print shops. You know, like, so if this is on YouTube, your store is like right under the video, and they can just shop. You don't have to worry about packaging nothing. They put all the labels on it and everything.
Yeah.
I want to not instant print.
Printful does things like that. I haven't found one for the bubbles though.
Ah, got you.
I found it for everything, but just not for the bubbles.
So you have to order like probably 1,000 bubbles from AliExpress for like $72.
Yeah,
and then just be
get the labels,
some laser labels, and just be getting to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But meanwhile, I just travel the world giving out bubbles.
Yo, and I bet you people remember you for giving the bubbles.
They do. The coolest one, I had some well, I won't accuse them of this, but they look like some bangers.
Okay.
They were wearing blue on the beach in LA.
Okay.
And they looked at me like, hey, mommy, what you doing? They were Hispanic. And I was like, I'm blowing bubbles. Because you can't blow bubbles and be bad. It was like, ooh, can we try? I was like, here. Had a whole bunch of teenage kids blowing bubbles.
They probably called it Cubbles because they're Crips.
Yeah.
And they don't say stuff that has B in it.
Right.
I'm blowing these
That is so...
I'm coing these Cubbles. I can see them with the little bandana, with the little flannel joint. Go away home.
I did.
Got these Cubbles. It just requires too much energy to like understand,
Oh my
to take the B's out of everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
Oh, I have one, and I dare not call him a cousin.
Okay.
He just says relative because we're cousins.
Okay.
He was on the other side. He was on the red side. I'm like, bro, really? You almost 60. You still won't say the C word.
Really? I mean, at that point, it's programmed into his mental DNA.
And he's long escaped the life, but he will not say C words.
Does he still not like ever wear blue if he can control it?
I've never seen him in blue.
That's ill. Like, you know, like it's weird. Like when you think about like how like Lisa Ray only wears white. Mm-hmm. Like that's kind of like some gang mentality too. Like
yeah.
She's
And
always repping the
I
set.
thought about her, and I was trying to craft my brand, and it's like, what color do I want to be known for? Life is too diverse and beautiful. I don't want to be
get mopped into a color.
every day. I don't know. No,
Like
I wear brown every day. That's it.
Yeah,
That's the only color I'm gonna have all the time.
with pops of accent and color. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
And then when I go on vacation, that brown changes too. So I don't want to be the same all the time.
I get it. I definitely get it.
Man. Do you like to travel?
I do love to travel. It's one of my favorite things to do. And it was like, that's why the pandemic made me feel like I was in prison because like there's so many things that you couldn't do.
Yes.
At least carefully. And I just love going to new places. I haven't unlocked most of the map of the world like I want to. Like but in the last like 24 months, I've got a chance to go to a lot of cool places that I finally got, like leaving radio allowed me to do more stuff. So like I finally went on my first cruise. I went to Japan, went to Jamaica for the first time. And there's still more like places that I'm unlocked. I made it to Vermont. Did I go to Vermont or I went to New Hampshire.
How cool. Did you see a moose?
No, it was like
they're up there. My brother lived up there, and he called me one day. He's like, it's a moose blocking the car. I can't drive right now.
Some real up north problems.
A whole moose. He's like, the thing about 9 feet tall. I'm like, what?
People don't have no idea how big animals really be till you see said animal.
See them. Like, I remember the first time I saw Clydesdale horses. Like, a true Clydesdale horse is probably 10 feet tall.
With the little, like, white feet.
Yes.
Little white little truffle feathers.
Yes.
Okay.
They're enormous. Like, I was kind of taken aback. Like, yo, I wanted to ride into. Who's bringing the ladder to climb up on it? From
like your observation, do you feel like they knew like who they were?
Yes,
in that
they're
scenario?
very regal. They don't walk around just. Horses are like a very statuesque animal anyway, but the Clydesdales, it's like, yo,
like the
different trot.
Like the Africans of horses. It's like, yo, y'all black, but you know
they from Wakanda.
Not saying that all Africans are like that, but I know a lot of Africans like, you're black, but you're an American black. You know what I mean? That kind of thing.
Yes. So I really like, horses though. That's the only animal I really rock with.
That's what's up. Like, you're not afraid of like getting thrown off of one, or?
I do have that kind of fear, but I don't let it stop me. I'll still ride.
Man, be dangerous, my friend.
Yeah.
And just make sure you have like the little riding hat.
Yeah.
You don't be riding you don't be wearing a riding hat?
I never have, but that's not going to help me if my spine gets snapped.
Nah, not at all.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just the placebo of like feeling like you protected.
See, I'm a 70s baby. I ain't grow up wearing helmets and elbow pads.
Oh, so you rode in that little middle part in the front seat of the car.
Yeah.
No seatbelt.
No seatbelts.
With pop.
Yeah. Yes. Where the parents could smoke around you and
yeah, man.
No, I could go buy my mama cigarettes
Yo,
I could
So where you grew up at?
in Pennsylvania.
Okay,
like,
so were you
Ohio.
in a neighborhood where like people, like your folks could give you a note and the
corner
money,
store,
and then
and
you
I could go. Yes,
see
my
people
mama
don't
want
people
the
don't
Benson
understand,
Hedges menthols,
and they would run it to you.
and they would give it to me on credit.
Oh, see, and so that means your family was in good
Yes,
standing with the
yes.
neighborhood deli.
Had the account exactly the little corners, man.
See, some of today's kids don't understand.
Right.
I mean, well, certain people in like certain parts, like the East Coast, still is heavy on the bodega thing.
Mm-hmm.
But man, like like people that only have like I can go to Publix and do that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I can send my 6-year-olds to the store with a note.
At all.
Like, yo, we need these things. But man, I miss that mom and popness of like being coming from New York.
Yeah.
And like there was things I was trying to do that I would do in New York when I got to Texas, and like I immediately learned that like New York is its own planet.
It really is.
I remember the first week I got there, like I got a wrench and I was trying to open the fire hydrant, and the cops came. And they're like, "Yo, what are you doing?" And I'm like, "Yo, I'm trying to have a sprinkler." And they're like, "Yo, you can't do that here."
I would pay money to see that. Oh my goodness. Now, you how long you been in Atlanta?
14 years.
Oh wow, yeah, you've been here a minute.
Yeah.
You got ATLE by default.
I love it.
I've grown to love it. I didn't always like living here.
What was the caveat that had it not be like so attractive to you?
The traffic.
Okay. Yeah.
That-
So you must live in Atlanta.
I do.
Okay. Yeah.
But I didn't always. I lived in Conyers for 9 years. Anytime I had to go somewhere, I had to hit 20.
Oh, nonstop.
And for some reason, y'all ride y'all brakes here. Why? On the interstate. I need an explanation. Help me. If they're getting off the exit over there, like 4 lanes over, you don't have to slow down. You way over here. So stop that, please.
Yeah, now some of the worst driving I've ever seen or experienced has been in the great state of Georgia. And I've been to a lot of bumper car places. And those people drive better.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I lived in Vegas for 7 years. The Las Vegas Strip is not as bad as Interstate 20.
Now that's wild, because I specifically remember being stuck in traffic in Vegas on the Strip.
You can be. Don't let it be Cinco de Mayo or Floyd Mayweather got a fight. It's a wrap.
He usually would fight off Cinco de
He
Mayo.
does.
So that would definitely bring everybody from all around out.
It's the most turn up I've ever experienced.
Nah.
New Year's Eve. Now, I've never done Times Square, but New Year's Eve in Vegas is phenomenal.
I can only imagine.
It's phenomenal. And then Cinco de Mayo in Vegas.
I was watching a video today on YouTube about how like Vegas is like a haunted portal.
Really?
Yeah, it is like just such a weird. Like, a lot of people apparently killed themselves there, like a lot, and like most of the hotels
Intentionally kill themselves?
Yeah, like
I know a lot of people die accidentally. They do dumb stuff. They come to Vegas, they get drunk, they fall off balconies. A lot of people fall off balconies, and a lot of people get hit by cars.
It's probably like a hybrid of two. Like the people who fall off balconies probably stupidly because they've been given free alcohol all day. Maybe some of those get written as suicide, but it was really like, nah, they was just dumb.
Yeah, they'll probably write it as suicide, so they diminish the liability.
Yeah, so but they hide a lot of that stuff from the media because they want
the tourism.
to keep the tourism up.
You got to be like Perry Mason to find the crime in Vegas.
Yeah.
The media, they don't talk about it.
And
not reported.
every casino apparently has like a special door that they take dead bodies out of, just so they don't see that wheeling. Because just imagine you on the slots and you see some unalived person coming through there. Like, I don't know, I would get up and go home for the night.
Listen, I've seen, if you ever see somebody get apprehended for shoplifting.
I did a couple weeks ago at the Macy's at Lenox.
And what was the course of action that the store personnel took?
They roughed them up real good, but like they didn't like really like put all the paws on them. But it was like they like manhandled the young man.
Oh no! So in Vegas, I have seen, and this was Nordstrom's, literally throw a man down some steps and stomp. 3 men stomped this man that was shoplifting. Like,
were they wearing the same color?
They all had on suits.
Okay, probably former gang members. Or maybe their first week. Sometimes
Casino security is a gang all by itself.
this is true. I mean, like, Vegas was started by the mob. You know what I mean? So,
Absolutely.
and, there's a lot of like mob ties that still operate in that city.
Absolutely.
But just imagine getting stomped out at Nordstrom's, like by some eloquent men dressed in suits. That's why when clubs started having dress codes, I would always hope that people would fight while they would dress nicely, just so they could prove like, hey, violence is gonna happen no matter what you have on.
Right.
Like, I can't fight. I'm wearing Stacey Adams.
I've definitely been there in that situation.
Where you stomp somebody out in a Stacey Adams?
No, not Stacey Adams, but some stilettos.
Oh, man. Y'all have weapons at the bottom of your feet.
Absolutely.
Man.
Absolutely.
What prompted the fight?
This particular time, it was my cousin was messing with this girl that had a man, and the dude ran up on my cousin. It was my father's birthday party, bro. You can't get a win in here. What's wrong with you?
You the away team.
What is wrong with you? And where I came in, although I don't think that the girl was wrong per se, her boyfriend was getting beat up, and she tried to help him. And I gave her one. I was like, get off my cousin. She looked at me and kept punching him.
Oh. How long was that eye contact when she looked at you? Like
A couple seconds.
Was it more like a look to see if you were coming already, or like to see like if you agreed with what was going on? Like, I'm right? Like,
I don't even know how to decipher it because she knew me. Like, girl, you already know what's getting ready to happen.
So after you stomped the chick out, was the party over, or y'all could somebody play
Oh yeah, we had to go.
Frankie Beverly?
We had to go.
Oh, okay. Like, what song do you play after like a fight breaks out, like of that magnitude?
I don't know. I've never stuck around.
Do you play Before I Let Go? Like
Ooh.
the Beyonce version or the Frankie Beverly version?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, now this was a long time ago. This was even before I moved to Vegas. So it's, probably 25 years ago.
Okay.
I don't.
I thought this was recent.
No, I haven't. Let me see. I've been in Atlanta since 2013. I haven't had to fight since I've been here.
Congratulations. Because it's a sophisticated city. I feel like a lot of times like, when people do get into a fight, they kind of earn it.
If I hit you, you made me. The end.
That's what's up.
I'm not an aggressor.
Okay. You definitely seem like a peacemaker. Or like a rational person.
I stay to myself. I'm logical. And I'm very calm in chaos. My first career field was nursing.
Okay.
So you are trained to stay calm in chaos.
Yeah.
I don't trip out. So you can't really push my buttons like that.
I feel like you're the same person in a lot of ways.
Really?
I mean, once again, I was the person for a long time. We're like, oh, you did what? Okay, cool. I'm gonna count to 10 and then something's gonna happen. And then now, like, I could think about every possible scenario that could happen based off of what just happened.
Yeah.
And then I would just pick my spot for later.
Yeah.
And like everything doesn't have to always be reactionary, And I think sometimes like so many of us get in trouble off of our impulse.
Absolutely.
We don't think everything all the way through. And once I became more of a think it througher and became ultra logical, it's frustrating because there's some people who do need to get punched in their face as adults,
as grown-ups.
Yeah, because I think some people would operate better if they got punched in their face more growing up. Just to know that there are repercussions for that
dumb stuff you doing.
Yeah.
You just listen, I'm not no thumb thug. I'm not gonna beef with you over Instagram. I'm gonna find where you are.
Yeah,
and ask you if your position is the same when you're in my face.
Drop your location. Yeah, Instagram and social media beef frustrates me the most because I know I will never really truly get the satisfaction out of it. And I get bullied on Instagram, not by people, but by actual Instagram. Like anytime I reply, like people poke me. When people poke me, I stab them, right?
Right.
So
you can't control my reaction.
Yeah, and like, why am I banned for 30 days? Because I responded to something someone said. Meanwhile, people can come on my IG Live and call me the N-word and 14 different languages.
Ain't that something?
And then when I say something back, all of a sudden I'm bullying. Like,
IG doesn't like me. Like, I literally just commented on a post about credit repair. Mm-hmm. And somebody was talking about this, I won't name the financial institution. I said, well, when I had that card and I paid it off, because they were telling people how to take the steps to boost their credit. I said, I did that a few years ago. And when I paid the account off, it showed negatively on my credit that the account was just closed. It didn't boost my score any.
Okay.
Instagram instantly hit me like, you're trying to get likes for your comment. We've deleted your comment. I said, what?
But isn't that the goal of Instagram, to get likes for your comments and your pictures?
IG, they deleted my comment and said, if you continue this behavior, we're going to ban you. I said, wow. No profanity, nothing out of the order. I just responded on a post about credit because I had that same account with that same bank. They ain't like that.
See, we as social media users have to stop normalizing cyber oppression. Because there's a lot of that going on. You know what I mean? Like, because even when you look at the way that Instagram began and the way the algorithm was set up, your people, your followers saw your posts. Now I'll post something and like 5% of like my 340,000 followers will see it. And then sometimes they'll see it days after the event. I saw something that somebody was doing the other day.
Shout out to 340,000 followers.
It doesn't matter because only
I know, like probably 12 of them see it. Yeah.
See the post. You know what I mean? Like, but I saw a post that somebody made for my man Joe Claire. He had an event going on, and like I saw the post 2 days after the event, and I totally would have went had I known.
I hate that. I see stuff 5 and 6 days later, like, oh, I'm sorry, your granny died.
Man, funeral was yesterday. Like, we just wrapped an hour ago.
Like, yeah. I don't understand. Y'all algorithm sucks.
No, I do feel though that like when it comes to death, right? Like, there's one thing I learned about Instagram. It loves it when my mom dies. And it also likes when I post food. Like, they will allow that to, but anything that pushes my agenda, like, hey, check out my new single. Hey, I got a party or a show, or check out my new podcast episode. They want you to pay for the boost.
Right.
And that's not the party that we signed up for initially. And then you have AI running your whole platform. So when you make a comment about someone's credit thing and they say you try to do it for likes, as everyone else is, like, I'm out here seeing full areola on Instagram, and you shut me down for fake. I did a post about bullying, and they threw me in jail for 30 days because they said I was bullying. But it was an anti-bullying post.
Wow.
I just got out of IG Live jail like 3 days ago.
Oh my goodness.
Fresh off a bid. Facial hair growing out. Like, yeah. So I'm gonna try to play nice and not get thrown. But I didn't do anything wrong to begin with. You know what I'm saying? It's just bots.
Wow. Now you said when you're posting about a new song dropping, you got some pretty dope music.
Thank you. Like, was there a song that hit you in the heart specifically?
I might be a little biased, but Buck Wild.
Really? Okay, that's the Pennsylvania in you.
Method Man. Ooh.
Okay. Now I love that song too.
But and wait a minute, what's the other one? Love. The video, it was kind of throwback.
For the Love.
Oh,
wait till you hear the album version of For the Love.
Okay.
It's a different kind of energy. You gonna want to put on your best like dancing shoes.
Oh,
but to do like the old school dances to it. Like, we definitely took it back to the rooftop, the old school club, that kind of energy.
Yes. And so I'm a hip hop purist. I love people who can actually spit. I can hear what you're saying. That matters so much to me. You had one bar that had me about to throw my laptop down.
Which one?
Oh my gosh. This man said, let me try to get it right. You like Stevie Wonder. With darts. You're missing your mark.
Yo, yeah. Thank you so much for picking up on that. Because I feel like so many things I say like fly over people's heads. But those were the artists I liked growing up. I remember like specifically Common's album Resurrection. When that album came out, loved it instantly. And as the years went by, there was things he would say that I would see the reference that he talked about. I was like, oh,
you got it.
This guy's a genius.
You got it.
Like that sort of thing. So
Common is one of those very intellectual rappers. I love that. Yeah.
So like with my art, I always wanted to like speak to people who like think higher and like can visualize the things I'm saying, but also try to bring other people into it, make people laugh. You know, things that people.
Oh, I did.
So I'm so glad you caught up on.
I did. I said, oh, he did not say that, but he did. Oh man, and some of y'all will get it later. Stevie Wonder with darts, you're missing your mark.
What if he wasn't really blind and it was just all like a thing? Never mind. That'd be the longest con ever, though.
Me and my daughter-in-law just had a conversation about this like a week ago. and it ended up going so far left. And I never say it on camera, but oh my gosh.
He got a lot of girls, like I mean, a lot of children too. Like,
He does.
yeah, like
He does.
you could find well, maybe he couldn't find the condom. That's why. So, maybe he's blind. Never mind. All right, I digress. I'm sorry. Pay me no mind.
Oh my goodness.
I was one hug away from being okay.
Let me blow bubbles because I can't say nothing right now.
Get it popping. This is Bobby's bubbles. Wow.
Oh my goodness. Now, what do you have coming up?
So there is a EP called Microdose, which For the Love, Violence, Mona Lisa Scars, and some other records will appear on. And basically, I was working on that project during like just darker times, even though some of the records like originated like when everything was fine and like, yo, the money's flowing in. Like, who cares about the price of anything? But like, I really put my head down and started getting to it like once, like around the pandemic. And when just like the world was in shambles, we don't know which direction everything is going. And just like, even just having conversations with people and just like everybody's dealing with something, carrying some burden, some weight. So the EP was initially started like to where like every song was a yin and yang to each other.
Okay.
So the original structure of it was like, all right, there's a song called Violence, but the B-side to that's For the Love. So, you know, you got to have balance. You can't be all of one thing.
Absolutely.
And that tonality is still there across the project, but we added a couple records. Because, like, I was in the process of uploading it to DSPs to get ready to put it out. And then when I was listening to it, I was like, you know what? This is a crazy fourth quarter call, but I need to add something to it. And so me and my man D Cross, we made a couple, like, additions to it. And it's just I loved the project before, but now I want to marry it.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? I can't stop listening to it. Like, you know, like as I travel and like when I'm doing things, because it's like the perfect album for like the gym, the perfect album for getting your mind right, because it takes you through a full range of emotions. You'll get pumped up, you'll get amped up, you'll get in your feelings a little bit on one record. And I tackle some pretty, you know, different topics on there, like, you know, like how, you know, fathers' rights as it relates to custody of their children, you know, getting outside of the little boxes that people try to put you in, which I talk about in a record called Sumo. And, you know, and then even like women loving their flaws and not be so quick to run to a surgeon, you know, on Mona Lisa Scars. Because, like, I mean, I think everybody's flaws is what makes us perfect, which makes us us.
Absolutely.
Like, I miss Gap Tooth Keisha Cole.
Right.
Ladies love Chip Tooth Nas. Right. You know? I don't know if you could blow bubbles. Can you blow bubbles if your tooth is chipped?
Yes.
Okay, fine. But yeah, like, you know, but those things that made people stand out or dope. And even when I record,
I miss brown skin Lil' Kim.
You know, yeah, there was some. I understand. I had the hardcore poster on my wall like many a kid. But like even recording Mona Lisa Scars, like my voice was trash that day because we was at South by Southwest and we recorded it at an Airbnb. And like Texas, apparently, like, I don't know, my lungs and throat hate whatever's in the air there. So I always have like a scratchy throat by like the third or fourth day I'm there. So I was like, I'm gonna record my verse now and then I'm gonna relay it when I get back to Atlanta. And when I listened to it, I was like, yo, this raspy tone loc thing I have going on this record, this kind of works. And that flaw made the song perfect. I don't even know how that record would have sounded if I would have did it with my normal rap voice. The fact that I was scratchy that day, that it was the flaw that made the picture perfect.
Nice.
Like when they forgot to draw eyebrows on the actual Mona Lisa. It's a flaw that made the picture perfect, you know?
Absolutely. And I talk about my journey in that realm in the book, and it's a chapter called Mirror Mirror.
Okay.
And I really go deep into the reason that I didn't like my mirror.
And what do you feel like the big reason was?
It was a trauma that, you know, hit more emotionally than it did physically, but in my mind I thought it was more physical and outward. But it was more emotional and mental damage. And I had to really get to the point where I could face a mirror. I literally could not look at a mirror.
I understand that.
So, but a lot of times people don't just stagnate like that. I was just stuck. People will take action. Well, this was a long time ago, but now people are so quick, as you say, to go see a surgeon, do something. I was just stuck and I was in a dark place, but fortunately somebody just randomly saw me at the corner store and spoke life into me.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
You never know when, like, the universe is going to send the messenger.
Yes.
That's going to, like, light the wick in your candle and let you know that, hey, ain't nothing wrong with you. There's a lot wrong with the world, but you are fine. And there's so many people who let the outside world dictate how they're going to feel and how they're going to move through life. And the thing is, the whole universe is inside of you.
Period.
You know what I mean? I've done 11 ayahuasca ceremonies. I have a different understanding of this whole life cycle than a lot of people. And it was a risk, and I took that risk, and I'm glad I took those risks. But, like, man, there's just so much that goes on in the universe behind your eyes when you close your eyes and you know how to, like, do inner work within yourself and understand that sometimes, like, these negative thoughts, these negative feelings, it's a frequency out there that's sent to bring your vibration down. But you just have to vibrate higher and all of that and just understand how dope you actually are, and don't let those frequencies reprogram you to being this dark individual. You know what I mean? So it's not the easiest thing to comprehend if you haven't hit your lowest of the low yet, or just had an enlightenment moment. But once you understand it, man, you become almost invincible and with an unbreakable spirit.
Right. And that's where I'm at now, but I've had to be crushed.
Yeah. You got to be like the $1 Million Man. They had to break it all the way apart. And the Bionic Woman. They had to break it all the way down to get her good. And there's so many parallels to all of that. So,
absolutely.
So I'm glad you love what you see in the mirror now.
I do. And I love who I am inside and out. It's not something that anybody can alter. You can't stomp on my perception of me ever again.
Word.
And not that anybody deliberately tried to, but sometimes we let how people treat us dictate how we feel about ourselves. And that's the enemy. Don't you let nobody tell you who you are and make you feel any differently about yourself. You might need to reevaluate some things and figure out why you allow things, but someone's negative actions towards you or words towards you do not define who you are. So stand up and be who you were created to be. Not even who you just think you are, who you were created to be. You can't miss when you do that.
That's a real gem right there. That's $1 million gem. I hope y'all take that, cash it in internally, mentally, physically, and go to the moon with it,
Yeah, I hope so, man. I hope so. I'm on a mission to impact. I know that I've been on my deathbed 3 times.
Really?
Yes.
What got you out of it?
It wasn't my time. The first time, it was just a fight in me. The second time, I don't even know. My aunt and uncle cleared the hospital and prayed like I have never heard anybody pray. And the last time it was me, I was alone. That was probably the biggest journey that I had. The biggest obstacle I had to overcome was because I was in Vegas and I was by myself, and my family couldn't get there, and I'm in this hospital for 3.5 months.
Whoa!
And doctor walked in my room and said, "I just can't figure out why you're laying there dying." Right? It was my birthday. On top of that.
Oh.
So, it was in that moment, once you make me mad, call it done.
Oh.
Game is over.
Oh, now you're going for the challenge has been set.
So I had to, he pissed me off. No other way to put it. And that night, I literally had my Bible on my nightstand, and I just got up in the middle of the night. I disconnected the IV, went in the bathroom, and I just chanted in the mirror, "You will not die in this hospital. You will not die in this hospital." And I just kept saying it. And I took a shower. Mind you, like, month or so before that, I was partially paralyzed. I couldn't stand. I was in diapers. Wow. Like, it was bad. So the fact that I was able to stand up, go take a shower unassisted, all of that was miraculous. But just me taking the IV out, I don't know what they were pumping into me, but, I said that to myself over and over and over again. I braided my hair, a couple straight backs, and I got in the bed and I just read my Bible and I went to sleep. It took about another 5 days, but I got out the hospital and never went back.
Wow, man. The will to persevere when all things, and that's why, like, I think, prayer works, and sometimes people may not necessarily be the most religious people or the most spiritual people, and they'll be like, I don't pray, but I do affirmations. They're kind of the same thing.
Yeah, really
they're the same thing. It's you're speaking your will into the universe.
Absolutely.
I saw this a year ago, and I keep repeating it, but like, there's a reason why, like, you spell words. Like a spell. Yeah. So there's this power in the tongue, whether you speak positively or negatively. So I usually try to keep my thoughts alkaline, because, like, I've used my words to make amazing things happen within the universe for myself and others, and I made terrible things happen. And when I realized that, whoa, I can make the pendulum swing both ways, it made me a lot more cognizant about the things I say, because, man, like, they will prime now whatever, thing you just asked to happen, to people.
What's that chapter?
Power of the tongue. Page 26. You get to that early too,
I do, because I understand it. Mm-hmm. And when you speak things, when that man said that to me, I don't know why you're laying there dying. Because you trying to kill me, you idiot. So I went in for one surgery, and I went in Super Bowl Sunday, got out April 20th.
Okay. And Super Bowl, that used to be in February. That used to be a long time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They gave me E. coli.
The hospital did?
Somebody did. I didn't go in there with it.
Oh.
So that's why it took 3 months. My body went into a tailspin. So for this dude, knowing that I know that you jacked me up, you come in here like that.
Yeah, like,
that's why you made me mad. Like,
I don't want to get your page demonetized, but there are so many, like, foul things that take place within hospitals.
Absolutely.
Even in situations where people go in there kind of perfectly fine. However, there might be a person who's, like, really important, who needs, like, a new kidney or a liver or a lung or something like that. Oh, man, I don't know what happened to you, but you got sick. Oh, you didn't make it. Now, now your organs are, like, in a Rockefeller.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Yeah. Whoever had the biggest check that day.
Yeah, like, there's so many crazy, and I get into these weird conversations with friends and stuff like that, because, like I'm almost a socialist, because I feel like with all the things that we put into society, there's certain things we shouldn't have to pay for. We shouldn't have to pay for school. We shouldn't have to pay for healthcare, and water should be free. Run the filter, make it clean. Water should be free. We have the resources to make electricity free, but we choose to make everything a business. And I just think Hospital A and Hospital B shouldn't be offering two different types of services with two different types of price points.
Right.
And if I go to the hospital and you don't fix me, why am I getting a bill?
How about that?
Like, stop letting these pharmaceutical companies microdose you a solution when they know they have the ability to cure most things. And a lot of times the cure is in the food, which brings us to the Food and Drug Administration that be greenlighting all these things to come across our tables, our plates, and our grocery store aisles. And that's what's killing so many people, giving us these diseases that we can't understand. You got teenagers with glaucoma.
Yes.
I don't know if food will do that.
My son, my youngest son, has one of his best friend since childhood has Alzheimer's. He's not 30 yet.
That is wild.
Advanced dementia.
At 30?
Yeah.
You say he's not 30 yet?
He's not 30 yet.
Yet.
Well, I don't know when Davon's birthday is.
You don't look old enough to have a 30-year-old. You have a 30-year-old?
My daughter's 35.
Yo, keep moisturizing. Whatever you're doing, just keep doing that.
Thank you.
No problem.
I have 4 children, and my youngest will be 30 in 3 weeks.
What? Your youngest will be 30?
My youngest will be 30.
Man, you be living good. Like
I do.
Blowing bubbles, man. Keeps you young.
And that. I don't let anything or anybody stress me. I will whatever you to death.
That's what's up.
Like, for real.
It is a learned skill. And not everybody knows how to activate that.
I've had to do it because I kept getting in trouble for punching people. So it was just, okay, how can I not knock them across the room? Man, whatever. It literally became that. Now, if people could read my thought bubbles, oh my God.
Oh man, yeah. I am so glad more people aren't like psychics because I kill so many people in my head.
In my head. Oh my
all the
gosh.
time.
Down. Oh my gosh. Let me see how you do on the bumper of my car.
Beat people with mannequin legs, all types of stuff.
All that. Yes. Thank God for impulse control.
Yeah. I've even thought about one time, the little power washer hose, eye shots. Just push yeah, like that full pressure, that's tears paint off walls.
It does.
Do it close enough with the right nozzle.
It does. Oh my God.
Don't try this at home.
We are not violent. We do not support violence.
We're reformed.
We are.
We blow bubbles.
Just don't take us there.
So you produce 90% more bubbles than I do. Because you have way more practice. Yeah.
Yes.
Like if I was on Bankhead and I just saw dudes outside blowing bubbles, I'd chalk it up to being in Atlanta. However,
it's a dude, and I'm looking for you, man. I think his name is Marty. He drives around with a truck with bubbles and coming out the back. We need to link up.
That's dope, actually.
And he got a song. He wrote a little rap called I Love Bubbles. We need to link up, bruh.
That's a partnership in the making.
You see how this works?
Cross-pollination.
Spread the love. Spread the bubbles.
No doubt.
Yes.
So the EP, Microdose, and then also working on doing more events and showcases. Because I'm a big fan of the arts, not only with just music, but also comedy and variety stuff too. Because I know a lot of talented people. So I like curating these events. I did a few at the end of last year called Results May Vary, which is if you put a game show, a comedy show, and a variety show in a blender, it's that show. So it's an interactive show.
Okay.
So the audience gets to play a game as they're coming in, which gets them qualified to play in the game show in the middle of the show. And then and we'll just have different things every time we do it. So that's been fun to do. But it's also nerve-wracking to put on your own events. But I'm the right guy for the job. I love it.
And I know that because that's what moguls do.
Yeah, you gotta
You gotta be able to do it all.
You gotta do it all. You gotta be able to take the long way, and sometimes not every event's gonna be out the park. But so far we've been pretty fortunate to have great turnouts to both of those events.
Nice.
And I want to branch out to doing more music showcases too, because that's always my first love. But I realize that people will pay more money for comedy than they will for music sometimes. So that's why I try to Trojan horse some of the music stuff into the comedy show, so you kind of get a double experience for coming out. So,
I love it. Okay.
So far, all the reviews have been great. So I can't wait to take this around the country.
Nice. Oh my goodness. I can't wait to check out some of your live events. And where can people find you, follow you, and support you?
Listen, I'm the easiest person to follow, right? Because it's the same on everything. HeadKrack. That's the same on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, MySpace, daggone iTunes, Google Play, Tidal, all the platforms where you look for content, YouTube, HeadKrack. I'm there. And also Dish Nation, 5 nights a week on your television, 6 if you're nasty. You can stream it on YouTube, Hulu as well if it doesn't come on in your city. And we talk about all your favorite entertainment news topics, and we just be having crazy fun.
Crazy fun.
Shout out to the Brat, Gary Tanner, Jesse Wu, Tamar, Melissa Knowles, everybody that be, that's down with the Dish Nation fam.
Nice. If you ever got a spot for your girl, let me know.
Yo, you should come and watch us do the show one day.
I'm there.
Yeah,
just let me know.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I have had a supreme pleasure enjoying interviewing you and just I can't even call this an interview, just having a nice conversation. And I've learned some things. I've laughed a lot. And I think the people learn too.
Yo, I'm just glad to be a part of the journey. So thank you so much for the opportunity, and appreciate you letting me pull up on your platform.
I appreciate it. Any final words you would like to say?
Hey, at the end of the day, think about how many things go right for you versus the amount of things that go wrong for you. Like, some people sometimes will let like that one wrong thing, man, it's the worst day ever. But like, yo, what about the 99% of things that went right the rest of the day?
Yeah.
You know, like, people let that 1% or that 5% negate the fact that 95% of everything else was going well. So like, man, like, you win more than you lose.
Absolutely.
And if you're losing more than you win, you really have to evaluate what's going on around you, because maybe you have to make adjustments to your overall process. Like, if you opened up a contact lens oil change place and you're wondering why like people are just not showing up, maybe people don't want oil in their eyes, and they you got to just do something else.
Yeah.
Little
pivot.
Yeah, one of those things got to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're going to do the oil, like, maybe you do an oil change and laundromat. Or if you're going to do the contact lens optometry place, you do that, and maybe VR gaming room.
Yeah.
But no oil in the eyes, please.
Please.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I couldn't have summed it up any better. Look for HeadKrack on all platforms. Definitely get that EP. When you see he has an event coming, get it your butt in the place. And y'all know how I sign off. Stay poppin'.
Not double trouble, double bubbles. Oh, the
Double
top broke.
bubbles.
The top broke.
Oh, here you go. Here you go. I have plenty more.